What's up, spectators? Welcome back to another episode of Ace Attorney Investigations. Last time we left off interrogating Frank here. We presented the bracelet that he was wearing because he said he was... What did he say? He said he left the room where he was doing... whatever, his extracurricular, I don't know what he was doing. Whatever he was doing. And, well, let's just go ahead and get into it. I'm doing a really bad job recapping last episode. Yes, let him explain it, exactly. You see, that is, well... Oh, it appears my previous explanation was lacking. I shall clearly explain how I was able to see the body. Very well, let us hear your revised testimony. When I found it, part 2! There is a rather well-known technique among the prisoners here. If the hand with the bracelet stays in the room, you can step out without sounding the alarm. That's how I was able to peek into the adjacent room. The moment I realized that the man inside was dead, I let out a scream. So that means... he kept his arm inside Workroom B while he peeked into the adjacent room. I'd appreciate it if you didn't mention this to anyone, especially the guards, okay? Don't tell me what to do! Was that what he was trying to hide earlier? I should try asking him for more details about a few other things as well. When I found it, part 2! Tell me about this bloodline technique. Tell me more about this technique. Certainly, here's how it works. If the hand with the bracelet stays in the room, you can step out without sounding the alarm. Wait. That's it? Okay. Hold it. All you gain by doing that is a small degree of freedom. Naturally, but it is all that we have left to enjoy. That's what you get for murdering people, guy. I'm shocked that you enjoy such a thing. Have you truly reflected on what you've done? But of course, for I'm a model prisoner. Your definition of model, I thought that just said mode, is highly suspicious. Regardless, what was that the technique you used? Yes, that is correct. I made sure no guards were around when I did it. That's how I was able to peek into the adjacent room. Hold it. Why would you do something so troublesome and potentially dangerous? I heard a noise coming from the adjacent room. It seemed odd to me, as there should not have been anyone inside. So you peeked into the adjacent workroom as soon as you heard the noise? Yes, of course! I peeked in as soon as I could. I see. Is there a problem? I have no idea why there would be, but you always say there is, and hope that he'll tell you what it is, and that if they ask me to present something, I would have no idea. So you looked into the adjacent room immediately after you heard the noise. If that was true, then you should have seen more than just a dead body. Something in that room that he should have seen. The murderer? You should have seen the person who had made the noise. That is, well, he looks really shaken. Mr. Sowit, answer me. What did you really see? If you intend to remain silent, I'll have no choice but to torture you. That you are complicit to the murder. Oh, please forgive me. It's just that I couldn't even believe what I saw myself. It may have been just a dream. I hesitate to even recall it. Tell me! Very well. I will be frank with you. Huh? Because his name is Frank, and he's gonna be Frank. And he saw a dog, which can be like a Frank. You know. It was a nightmarish scene. A large black dog was biting into the neck of the victim. What did you say? It was a truly hellish scene. That dog killed him. Ooh, I think I'm gonna be sick. That's some grade A trauma right there. I'll chill to my very core and let out a shriek. A man-eating dog inside the zoo of a prison? Black dog data, jot it down. That was everything I saw. Do you believe me now? Yeah, I guess. I doubt no one would be able to lie about something like that. Would you add that to your testimony? Certainly. The moment I realized that man inside was dead, I let out a scream. Wait, where's the... Oh, okay. Must be at the end. Do you remember what this man looked like, in detail? But of course, I am certain. He had blonde hair, and his throat was covered in blood. Do you take me for a fool? That should be obvious. I'm merely telling you everything as I saw it, just to be clear. Don't defense attorneys love nitpicking over every little detail? I detect a tinge of spite there. Perhaps he had an unpleasant experience with a defense attorney in the past. Couldn't be. And to my horror, there was a black dog biting his neck. A black dog was biting the victim's neck. Yes, blood came pouring out, and as a result, the dog's mouth became stained with it. Stop! You don't need to get that detailed. At that time, was the victim... Mr. Edgeworth, why'd you ask him that? Okay, why'd you hit Uncle Ray? The man did not even flinch. He must have been dead already. But the blood continued to gush from his neck. He most likely had passed away already. His hands moved nary an inch. Way too much detail! Are you doing this on purpose? Certainly not, I'm just trying to give an accurate testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, should I add that statement to my testimony? If you would. It was terrifying. A truly terrifying sight. He most likely had passed away already. His hands moved nary an inch. That was a very vivid testimony. That is because I witnessed it up close, relatively speaking. I could feel the anguish he suffered in his death. Mr. Edgeworth, I won't be able to sleep tonight. Really? How terrible. Oh, Shimona! It's all because of you that my mind is filled with scary thoughts. I may even have nightmares myself. Even now I can still remember everything clearly. Well, don't look so happy about it, guy. The ring with the snowflake insignia glimmered. Ring with the snowflake insignia? He has that? He has a ring? I don't remember a ring. Where's the ring? Well, if there is a ring, it's covered under the blanket. Is that what I need to do? The crime scene notes? You know what? Normally I press, but I kind of want to present it because I feel like that's right. And I'm right. Yeah! A ring with snowflake insignia. That is correct. It was clearly engraved on the surface. Your testimony is very accurate, but it's a little too accurate if you ask me. And what's wrong with being accurate? You state that you saw a ring with a snowflake insignia engraved into it. And it is true that the victim was wearing such a ring. See? Was I not correct? That is not the issue I have with your testimony. Take a look at this picture. As you can see, the right hand is covered by a sheet. It should not have been possible for you to see the engraving on the ring. Unless you had approached the body and lifted up the sheet for yourself. You peeping Tom! You said you only looked into the workroom through the door. And yet, you gave such a detailed account of what you saw. Who do you think you are? Acting all high and mighty and hoity and toity and... I'm telling you, I saw what I saw, and he saw it. Oh, the victim must have moved his arm after I saw it. But it moved nary an inch, you said. I don't think so. You said as much earlier. The man did not even flinch. The victim was already dead. How would he have been able to move his arm? This guy's looking pretty suspicious now, yeah? Frank! What are you hiding, you scoundrel? You sly fox. No, I ain't. I'm not. That is, you're wrong. I know what I saw. It... Oh, toupee in the face. Shut up. Stop making a fuss about every little thing I say. You're just the defense attorney's assistant. He's finally shown his true self. Whoa, guess the cat's out of the bag. A black hairy one at that. Just went flying. I'm just your friendly neighborhood witness. Are you really just a witness? I would say that you are rather suspicious. What was that? You saw something that could not have been seen from the outside of the room. How is that possible? The logic behind it is simple. Mr. Sowit, this is where you saw the body from. I imagine it's workroom A. But there's also this cell. I'm gonna go with workroom A.
Take that!
When you discovered the body, you went inside the room where it laid. Since you saw the engraving on the ring, that is the only possibility. Brah. Even if you say that, you ain't got no evidence, do ya? Where's the evidence that shows that I was in that room? I was grooming pets at that time, in the room adjacent to where the body was found. I even went so far as to borrow some rubber gloves. Show me the evidence that proves I was in the room. Don't even have to think about it. Don't even have to think about it. And that explains why it was dropped after the murder. Mr. Sowit, what were you doing when the body was discovered? Didn't I tell you already? I was practicing being a pet groomer. In that case, do you happen to recognize this glove? This was found near the body. It is believed to have been dropped by the culprit. By the way, I noticed that you also have a rubber glove hanging out of your apron pocket. No, this is something else.
Hold it!
Looks like you're missing one of your gloves. You can find gloves like these anywhere in the prison. Your evidence proves nothing.
Objection!
Perhaps we should hand this glove over to the police for fingerprinting. I'm certain they will find some interesting results. Rah. Rah. It's over.
Objection!
What? Pretty cool, right? My objection voice. Mr. Shields, could you save the jokes for later? I'm not joking, because it's not over yet. There's still something else, something that's clearly odd. That guy's a prisoner, you know? He's got the bracelet and all. That's right. How did he get into the other workroom? The sensor would have set off the alarm, right? He's right. That's the only thing we don't know yet. Not so fast, Mr. Prisoner. Could you fill us in? That's pretty weird. The bracelet should have been his last line of defense. Defense? That's right, Kay. It was useful evidence for Mr. Prisoner here. He could have claimed that due to the bracelet, he wasn't able to enter the room. But he didn't say a word about it. You don't have one, do you? Is there any reason why you didn't? The silent treatment, eh? Well, the judge yesterday did say that silence is golden. Wow, you really are a hot-shot defense attorney, Mr. Shields. Defense attorneys always remain calm in a pinch and smile in the face of danger. That's what your old man taught me, the defense attorney's creed. So, what's the deal? Why didn't you mention anything about the bracelet? The truth is, it's broken. Some time ago, I took a spill and the bracelet hit the floor with a loud bang. Ever since then, it's not been able to activate the sensor. Forgive me, it was so convenient I didn't want to report it. So the bracelet was broken. But did it really break so easily? If that is true, then there is a problem with the prison security. You over there! May I have a moment? Excuse me! Yes, what can I do for meow? This prisoner's bracelet... let's try that again. This prisoner's bracelet appears to be broken. Wah! Woo! That's not good at all. I'll contact the person in charge and have it replaced immediately. Thank you. I'll be holding on to the broken bracelet for the time being. Yes, sir, please take care of it. You know, it would be interesting if you learn that the bracelet is actually fine, but the system in place that does the authentication with the sensors was turned off for that time period, which means any prisoner could have gotten it. I bet some crazy thing like that. Now that the bracelet's been taken care of, shall we move on to arresting you for murder? What? Perish the thought! I didn't kill anyone. But your bracelet was broken, right? Doesn't that mean you could have gone anywhere you wanted during the animal show? But all I did was find the body, honest. And it is true that I saw the dog biting his neck. But I entered the workroom after the dog had left. Why'd you do that? Well, it was just... I was curious if he had anything of value on him. So he was planning to loot the corpse. Classy. That's why he remembers Knightley's ring so well. Why are you looking at me, Mr. Edgeworth? I am a great thief. Please don't put me on the same level as him. But I didn't take a thing. The animal show had ended and the other prisoners were making their way back down here. I hurried back to my workroom and let out a scream to deceive the others. And that's when you dropped your rubber glove. Rubber glove found in workroom A, so it used for pet grooming, covered in blood and mud. Covered in bud. I guess his story holds up. What do you think, Miles? Whether he is the murderer or not, one big question remains. How did Knightley get all the way from his holding cell to the prison? You're right about that. It's a real stumper. And there's something Mr. Sowit said at his testimony that I'm very concerned about. If that dog had any part in the murder... Mr. Sowit. Yes? What is it? Were there any other prisoners who didn't see the animal show? Yes, there's only one other that I know of. And this prisoner wouldn't have been able to see the show even if he wanted to, correct? Yes, that's correct. Why do you ask? Just as I thought. I had my suspicions as soon as I saw that black dog. That fiendish criminal. I never expected him to be held here in this prison. Where is his cell? Do you intend to meet him? Him? Who's him? He's a very special man. He receives very special treatment and... Oh, forgive me. I need to watch what I say about him. However, if you value your lives, I would advise you to stay away from him. Cut it out already. You're giving me the creeps. A puppet master in the shadows, huh? Yeah, I still value my life. Don't be a coward, Ray. Let's go. He's being held in the special cell. Over there, in that direction. The special cell certainly seems like he receives special treatment. So, just who is this him anyway? To protect my own life, all I can tell you is that he is the oldest prisoner here. My deepest apologies, but I can't say any more. He is truly terrifying. Well, if he's old, I'm gonna assume Von Karma. Care to fill me in? Feels like you're leaving Uncle Ray behind here. He is someone I knew in the past. Let's head for the special cell. I believe that black dog should be there as well. Okay. Who could it be? Inside the cell? Probably Von Karma. It's pitch black in here. I can't see a thing at all. Aren't you always talking about how the Yatagarasu able to flap even in the darkest night? Even in the depths of night, when no other bird dares to take flight. One alone soars to shine the light of righteousness on the world's blight. And that one is me! for I am the great thief Yamagarasu. Oh, that was pretty cool. But still, I can't see what I can't see. I'm still just a human. Von Karma. Oh, that's not Von Karma. Okay, hold on. You're not Von Karma, but you're old. You're old with a dog. Who is old from the Ace Attorney series? I don't know. That voice, it can only... I don't know. It has been far too long. So you still remember me? It would be impossible to forget, because it was you who did what none could do. And placed me here in this cell. Don't tell me that the dog is talking to you, Mr. Edgeworth. Is there someone else there? I can't see anything, though. Down, boy. It is rude to frighten the visitors. Allow me to illuminate this dark room. Who the hell's that? I don't know this guy. I like it that it says boss. It's, you know, it's 055, but... Such noisy visitors. From the voices and footsteps, 2 more in the back. But it would be rude not to introduce myself. I am called Sirhan Doggin. Okay? Mr. Edgeworth and I, we are old acquaintances. And with that, I'm gonna end this video here. So stay tuned for the next one, and thanks for watching. Bye-bye!